You are now tuning in to the Roughnecks podcast with your host, Cole Nixon. Much love.
One last thing before we get into today's episode. A lot of people ask how they can support the podcast. Well, I have a couple easy ways. The first way is just listen and subscribe. And another thing you can do is go follow the Roughnecks podcast on social media. We're on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube as well. If you get something out of today's show, then do me a favor, share it with a friend. If you really want to go above and beyond to support the podcast, then head over to roughneckspodcast.com and get you some of that merch. I appreciate all of the support, but let's get into today's episode. What's up, everybody? Oh man, welcome back to the podcast. We're kind of on track, but kind of not on track. This is a random Wednesday, I believe, is when this coming out. Wednesday episode. Things have been kind of crazy in my life. You're gonna get to hear about it. I believe I might talk about it. I don't know. Not on this episode. I got something else planned for this episode, but I haven't had Wi-Fi for a couple weeks. I know that's probably not a very good excuse because I can still get them recorded, still get them out, especially because this month they've been strictly, just me. But well, technically it's February, the the time of love or whatever the fuck we want to call it. But yeah. But anyway, month of January was just me. It's gonna be me. You guys are gonna get 3 straight episodes, 3 straight days. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Real-time episodes too, pretty much. I mean, I'm recording them the night before, posting them the next day. Yeah, but here we go. Let's get into today's episode. Let's stop, fucking around. I got a couple announcements real quick. A few announcements. I haven't had any true announcements, I feel like, in a minute, but I got some announcements for this episode. I don't know if they're big announcements, but I don't know. But, hey, here we go. First things first, I'm taking a break from YouTube. Some of you might not like it. Some of you will. I really don't care. I'm gonna leave it up, but I don't have the subscribers coming in. I don't have the views coming in, and I don't have a great editing software. I don't have a good camera. So I'm just gonna take a I'm just gonna take a pause from the YouTube for a while until I'm in the works of finding I ordered a camera. It's not gonna work for what I want to use it for. If anybody wants a camera, I am selling a camera for cheap. But it's not gonna work for me. So I'm taking a break from the YouTube. If you're an editor, and I want to also I was thinking about this today. I want to find a spot, like a good spot. I'm tired of the green room. By the way, I'm not in the green room today. We're gonna call this mystery space. That's what we're gonna call this room. Not that anybody can even see where I'm at today, but we're calling this mystery space recording room for the next 3 episodes actually. But mystery space, maybe 4 episodes. I don't know. Mystery space is where we're at today. If you like to edit, you're good at it, let me know. We can talk. Email me at info@roughneckspodcast.com and we will work something out. But anyway, another announcement. This is kind of a bigger announcement. Probably not what you guys were expecting, but it's gonna happen. More episodes. Some of you might like it, some of you might hate it. If you hate it, I really don't give a shit. You're still listening right now. And if you aren't, then fucking, I don't even know why I'm talking to you. But anyway, more episodes. You're going to get double the episodes. 2 episodes a week. Normal episodes on Monday, just like what we normally have done in the past, where we have a guest. I talk to him. I kind of interview him in a way. And we go from there. Fridays will consist of 3 different types of episodes. We are still going to keep Q&A Friday around every 10 episodes. You got 60, 70, 80, 90, whatever. We're next on episode 80, we will be on Q&A Friday number 3. Send in your questions to that is over to a different email. That is at roughnet, or not at roughnet. Send that your questions. If you want your question, if you guys don't know what Q&A Friday is, every 10 episodes, me and a guest, most likely a guest at least, will get on, answer questions from you, from the fans. Anything, literally anything. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's embarrassing. I'll answer it. Send those questions over to roughneckspodcast@gmail.com and you might get to hear them answered. But yeah, so we got those episodes every 10 episodes, 80, 90, whatever. The ones that end in 0, you will hear Q&A Friday. Let's see. And then I'm implementing a couple new things. Another one that we're gonna do like every 10 episodes essentially, but it's gonna be if the episode ends in a 6, this will not start on 76. This will start on 86, but it will be called Beer with the Boys. Friday beers. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna call it yet, but it's something like that. Basically, what it's gonna be a guest or 2 or 3. You might know 2 of the guests. They may have been on here on Home or 2 before. Hint, hint. That's not set in stones. That's why I'm not gonna announce it yet. But yeah, we're just gonna get on here, drink some beers, shoot the shit, and it's just gonna be a relaxed episode. We're just gonna kind of, talk about life, just bullshit. I don't know. There is no plan for those episodes. I don't even think we're gonna go in with a script. I think it's literally just gonna be like, hey, let's hop on the mic, let's sit around this campfire, let's sit around this table. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But that's those are gonna be called, Friday beers. I don't know what they're gonna. If you guys you got a name, let me know. Send me a message or something, or comment on the Instagram post. But then we also have so all the other episodes, if it doesn't end in a 6, doesn't end in 0, or it's not on a Monday, it'll be called Fast Friday. Those episodes will be kind of quick, just like this one, even though I have a lot of announcements, so this one's taking a little bit longer. But they're called Fast Friday, just like what you got all this sort of last month, technically. Something to kick off your weekend, so you won't be lazy POS, probably like what I'm gonna be like this weekend. But episodes where I just make them quick, set the tone for the weekend. No motivation Monday, just a little. It's almost like a motivation Monday, but it's just like in a quick form. Well, in a longer form, but a quick episode form. Like 10 to 20 minutes or something like that. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll play it by ear and see how it goes. So now 2 episodes a week for a grand spanking total of 100 episodes this year. Yes, I did it. You think it sucks and it's a bad idea? Tell me. Probably won't listen, but I do appreciate honest feedback from the fans. Oh, but let's get this February started. I mean, this is all going to start in February, so like it's starting to this week, like this Friday, you'll get um Fast Friday number 1. Oh, I have more announcements. I wasn't done. Sorry, I thought I was done. I'm looking over my notes here and I wasn't done. Another announcement is I'm looking for a social media manager. I want to be clear off the bat. I cannot pay you. If you want to intern, essentially, let me know. ASAP. Like I need it ASAP. I need somebody ASAP. If you can make graphics, if you are good at social media, whatever it is, shoot me. If you just want to, be on the Roughnecks team, even if it's not social media, if you want to be on the Roughnecks teams, let me know, and we'll see if we can fit you in. But if you can design T-shirts and stuff, like we need to talk. But send me if you want to be a part of the Roughnecks team. But I'm mainly looking for a social media manager. Send an email over to info@roughneckspodcast.com. Every time, I'm not used to this new email, and I have it here in my notes. Every time I write this email, I write info@roughneckspodcast@gmail.com, because my normal email before I got the website and everything was just roughneckspodcast@gmail.com. And now I have the info@roughneckspodcast.com. But anyway, so yeah, send me an email. if you want to be part of the team. One last quick thing is go check out the website. Buy some merch if you want to help support the podcast. It's roughneckspodcast.com. That's all I'm going to say about that. We're going to get into today's episode, shall we? Today's episode, it's for my younger listeners. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of, if you're in your early 20s, I mean, honestly, it could really be anybody at this point. I mean, it's about overthinking, something that we all do. Conversation I've been having a lot lately with others and myself, but we all do it. We all overthink. Tell me I'm wrong. I mean, don't worry, I'm not going to go on a big rant like I did last week. I am calm this time for now, but it's something that we all do. I want to say it's kind of normal, but why do we overthink? That that's something that because when we have the conversation with other people all the time, and they overthink, I'm overthinking it. I know, and I always overthink, but why? That is where you find the root of the problem. And the first thing we're gonna go back to the video from the good old TikTok. First off, go follow the Roughnecks podcast on TikTok at Roughnecks podcast. But usually I put, I always have a lot of the videos from the quote Bibles or whatever the hell it's called. Today's is actually from a different one, but I'm pretty sure I saw it on the quote Bibles first. It doesn't matter. It's from Goalcast. There we go. And let's just give it a listen, shall we?
What is your advice to overthinkers?
A quote that has helped me immeasurably, and it's from a book called The Horse, the Boy, the Fox and the Mole. The boy and a horse are in the woods, and the boy says to the horse, "I can't see a way through." And the horse says, "Can you see your next step?" And the boy says, "Yeah." And the horse says, "Then just take that."
Wow.
And it hit me.
Yeah.
All of the time we look at the goal, we look at the future, we look at the end game, we look at how long a journey it is, and we feel overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Instead of that, just go, right, I'm not going to worry about that, because that will come. With each step, you will get closer to that. So I don't need to worry about how far away it is. All I need to focus on right now is my next step.
So I'm going to go back to the question that I originally asked you. Why do we overthink? You want to know what I think? Oh, well, you don't want to know what the video tells us, essentially? We look at the big picture. We look at the goals. We look at the final picture, whatever the fuck you want to call it, and it overwhelms us. We look at social media and we see people who are successful at our age and think, damn, what am I doing wrong? Why am I not there right now? And me and Dante talked about it, and we've talked about it 100 times on this podcast. Social media is a damn highlight reel. You only see the best of it, the best of the best. You know what you don't see? You don't see the fails. You don't see the mess ups. You don't see the mistakes. You don't see when things are bad. Life's a journey. Every goal has a journey. Think of this as a ladder. Think of life as a ladder. Think of every goal you set as a ladder. If I told you, hey, build this ladder to climb up on top of the roof, are you going to make it with 2 steps? Or are you going to have a bunch of little steps in between? You're going to have those small steps. I mean, yeah, they may not be, right on top of each other, but you're going to make them small enough that you're not working too hard, but you're getting up efficiently. And stop trying, those small wins are important. Stop worrying where the ladder is going to. That's another thing. We always look at, oh, well, or if I told you, hey, just build this ladder. For what? Where's it going? Why do we always ask that question? We always have to see the end goal. Stop. It's important to have an end goal, but stop looking at the end goal as the only thing that will make it successful. Worry about the next step. Like I said, the horse looked at the boy and said, "Can you see your next step? Just take that." And I think a lot of us too, you see people with the gym, people with jobs, whatever, starting a business, whatever it is, they're worrying about all this, that, and that. and they get anxious and feel like they have so much to do. Break it down into your next step, whatever you have to do next, and do that. Just take the next step. We can look at this in a relationship sense. It can be friends, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, whatever, family. I don't know. But you see a lot of overthinking in relationships, especially when they think, the other one has hoes or is cheating or whatever. But that stems a lot from trust, in my opinion, first off. So step one, I think, would be to build the trust between each other. But another thing that I think you need to understand is I have another video. I don't know. Tell me if you guys like these videos. I don't know how you guys feel about them, but I here we go. Another one. This is something we need to understand.
I think the hardest lesson a young person has to learn in their 20s is you are not the main character in everybody's story.
Wow.
You're the main character in your own.
I want you to listen to it twice.
I think the hardest lesson a young person has to learn in their 20s is you are not the main character in everybody's story.
Wow.
You're the main character in your own.
A lot of you, what do you guys think is the biggest thing that I'm going to point out about that? Some of you might think that I'm going to say you're not the main character in everyone's story. I think that's what a lot of people might originally take from that video, but that's not the point that you need to look at. You are not the main character in everyone's story, correct? But you are the main character in your own damn story. In fact, if you really look at this, you will never be the main character in anyone's story. You may play a key role in that story. You may be the Cal to the Ricky Bobby, or I could give some other freaking movie suggestions, but if you understood that, then I appreciate you. But you will never be the star in someone else's show. You will only be the star in your own show. Learn to accept that. It's hard, and we want to please everyone. This is something I think I'm also going to make an episode on. Like, we always want to please everybody, but what have we been talking about all month? Do what makes you happy. Be the star in your own show because it's your show. Shine. It's okay. We all need to do it. I need to do it. So I'll be going through this journey with you, one step at a time. That's all we got today. I was going to say this week, but no, we got 2 more episodes this week. That's a wrap on this episode. No Motivation Monday because it is technically Wednesday when you're listening to this. But another episode tomorrow, then one on Friday too. It'll be the first trying to say that fucking 5 times fast. First Fast Friday. So we're getting a lot of content out to you guys. Be sure to share it with a friend. That's my only fee. I'm taking it from Andy. I'm stealing it from Andy. His only fee is if you like the show, if you got a laugh out of the show, if you felt it was valuable, share it with a friend. It's free to do that. I don't mean just like send it to him. Actually, if you send it to him, that's good too. But if you really like the show, if you really think it has valuable content, if you think it is something that could help somebody else, then explain hey, you should listen to this. It's about overthinking. Do that. But that's all I ask. That's all I got. That's all I got today. Final I was gonna these my notes are wrong. I put notes. I don't even have a script anymore. It's just notes. And it said final episode of the month tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Nope. It's I may have wrote this a while ago, but I had no Wi-Fi, didn't record, and just I've had a lot of life to deal with. Not making excuses. I got content coming to you guys 3 days in a row though. But that's a wrap on episode 72 of the Roughnecks podcast, and you guys know the deal. Life is hard and is gonna knock you down just like a bull does to a bull rider. Don't let the bull of life walk all over you. Get up, grab the bull by the horns, and take control of your life. Roughnecks out. Thank you all for tuning in to this week's episode of the Roughnecks podcast. If you liked today's episode, then be sure to subscribe,
rate and review, and share it with a friend if you got some value from it. Head over to social media and follow the Roughnecks Podcast on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, and subscribe to that YouTube channel. Don't forget to get you some of that merch by heading over to roughneckspodcast.com and subscribe to the newsletter while you're there. See y'all next week. Roughnecks out.